Hello students, how are you? I hope you are doing well during the lockdown period. Now, I am thinking that this video is going to very helpful for you. The reason is this video is related to the computer language, and the computer language, you already know that the language which is understood by the computer, that surely you want to know about it. So without wasting any of the time, I just want to welcome you to all the students, all the participants. This is Virendra, your computer science teacher. Now, in next slide, I'm going to show you the content of this video. See, this is the content of this video. First, we are going to study the introduction of computer language. Second, we will learn generations of computer languages, and then after we are going to learn the generations one by one. Okay students, now we are going to study about third generation language. Third generation language is also called high level language. So why it is called high level language? Let me give you the details about the same. As you know that when we are using the machine level language or assembly level language, at that time lots of restrictions are there, some of the challenges are also there, some of the difficulties also there. So the restrictions in low level language prompted the programmer to create a new computer language. Means that the restrictions are there in low level languages. That restriction gives the positiveness or eagerness to the new programmer that we have to create a new computer language, and this is the evolution of high level language. Okay, now this high level language is similar to the English language. It means that the third generation language is also called high level language. The best examples are basic, C, C++, Java. Okay, these are the few examples here. Okay, so let me give you the detail also. Just keep in one thing, that this language is very easy to understand, because the reason is it comes in a English language. Okay, let me show you the features of this language. First, it is simple language. Second, user friendly language. User friendly means the interface is quite interactive. Okay, you can interact with the interface, interact with the language very easily. It is, but now this time this is not low level, this is a high level language. The reason is this is machine independent language. Yes, this is machine independent language. Let me come to the advantages. Advantage of high level language. Okay, so the first advantage is easy to learn. It will save your time. Easy to use the different computer languages in high level language. So these are the advantages for the same. Now come to the next slide. In next slide, we are going to cover the fourth generation language. This is called very high level language. So in fourth generation language, that are more advanced, more powerful than the third generation language. In this, user has to specify the required output, while the computer finds the instruction sequence that will fulfill those results. It means that whatever the required output that is wanted by any of the user, that output is fulfilled with the help of a particular sequence of instruction that is given to the computer. So only this thing is required, means you have to tell the required output to the concerned person, and immediately that will put the instruction to the in a high level language, and it should be sequence form in, and within few days, within few time, you will get the result. So let me have features about the fourth generation language. The first, very highly user friendly, and it is independent of any of the operating system. Means no require of any operating system, it is independent. Very high speed of execution, means the execution speed is very high, and it is designed to reduce the programming effort. Next one is, it is designed to reduce the time and cost of software development. Yes, whenever any programming language having this kind of features, it means that having a reduction of time as well as reduction of cost. The best examples are PHP, Ruby, Python, Perl, and SQL. These are the few examples of fourth generation languages. Now coming to the next slide. In next slide, this is the last generation of computer languages, and this is also called artificial languages. Okay, so it consists of visual tools to develop a program. Yes, many kinds of tools are there that you are able to see on the screen, and you have to use it. Many languages are used to develop a program in the field of artificial intelligence as well as artificial neural network. You, you will have the details about the same in later of the chapters, later of the classes, but right now only the few things are required here to know about this. Okay, so I'm just repeating one more time. Many languages are used to develop these artificial intelligence programs. Okay, and these programs are created in the field of artificial intelligence as well as artificial neural network. Okay, let me have the features about the same. The features are easy to learn, and it is also a machine independent language. The examples are OPS 5, Mercury, Prolog. These are the few examples of the fifth generation language. So let me give you one detail about here, that is first two languages, that is machine level language and assembly language. These are the low level languages, and rest three languages are machine independent languages. Okay, now coming to the next slide. So in next slide we are able to understand here, this is for translator program. It means that first of all we have to understand why the translator programs are required here. So as we all aware that computer can understand only the machine language, you know that. But what happens if program is written in other programming languages? Then think about it. If a program is written in other programming language, how we are going to understand? It means that that program had to be converted into any other language in that language, so that human and other can understand. And if it is done, then this is called one kind of translation. So that program had to convert it into machine level language so that the computer can understand easily. So the solution of this kind of problem is a translator program, and the examples are assembler, interpreter और compiler. एक बार फिर से देखिए कि आप लोगों ने यहाँ पर पहले से ही जानते हैं आप कि कंप्यूटर केवल मशीन लेवल लैंग्वेज को समझता है, लेकिन अगर आपके प्रोग्राम को किसी और भाषा में लिखा गया तब आप उसको कैसे समझेंगे आप? इसका जो सबसे बड़ा जो सोल्यूशन है वो ये है कि वो प्रोग्राम उस भाषा में कन्वर्ट कर दिया जाए जिसमें कि हमें समझ में आए, और अगर ऐसा हुआ तो इसको कहेंगे हम ट्रांसलेशन। और इसको करेगा कौन? इसको करने वाला है ट्रांसलेटर प्रोग्राम, जो कि मैंने 3 एग्जाम्पल दिए, असेंबलर, इंटरप्रेटर और कंपाइलर। Okay, so with this I am coming to the next slide. So before proceeding further, let me have a definition, some of the understanding about some of the key points, and it will give you the better understanding for the next slides. Okay, so first we are going to understand what is translator. So it is the program that convert high level language programs into low level language programs. I think you are able to understand each and every point is very much clear to you. Okay, I repeat one more time. It is the program that convert high level language programs into low level language programs. Now coming to the next point, that is source code or source program. The programs that are written in हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज कॉल्ड सोर्स कोड। यानी कि आपको यहाँ पर अगर आपने प्रोग्राम को हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में लिखा है तो उसे कहा जाएगा सोर्स कोड। बट if the program is going to convert it into the machine level language by using the translator program, then this is called object code। यानी कि आपने सोर्स कोड बना लिया, सोर्स कोड को आपने कन्वर्ट कर दिया मशीन लेवल लैंग्वेज में, तो अब आपके सामने जो प्रोग्राम है वो कहलाएगा ऑब्जेक्ट कोड। तो यहाँ पर ट्रांसलेटर प्रोग्राम 3 तरह के होते हैं। अब पहले में तो जान लेते हैं। तो फर्स्ट वन इज असेंबलर, सेकेंड वन इज इंटरप्रेटर, थर्ड वन इज कंपाइलर। Let me have a next slide so that we can understand it clearly. This is your next slide. So first we are going to understand assembler. So it's a program that is used to convert the mnemonic codes to their machine language equivalent. कहने का मतलब क्या हुआ कि असेंबली लैंग्वेज में जो आपने सिंबॉलिक कोड्स या आपने सिंबल्स को यूज़ किया जिसको कि आप मेमोरी कोड्स कहते हैं, वो कोड्स मशीन लैंग्वेज में आपका कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा और कन्वर्ट होने के बाद आप जो हमारा जो कंप्यूटर है वो उसको ईजिली समझ जाएगा। सो दिस वर्क इज डन बाय असेंबलर। नाउ आई एम गिविंग द डिटेल्स अबाउट द what are the differences between interpreter and compiler. In this we'll give the differences and also you will get the definition also. So first point is it translate a program written in high level language into low level language line by line। कहने का मतलब क्या हुआ कि इंटरप्रेटर एक ऐसा ट्रांसलेटर प्रोग्राम है जो हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम को, यानी कि जो प्रोग्राम हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में लिखा हुआ है उसको लो लेवल लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम में कन्वर्ट करेगा। कन्वर्ट करते समय एक एक लाइन को प्रॉपर तरीके से रीड आउट करेगा और उसके बाद एग्जीक्यूट करेगा। ये हो गया इंटरप्रेटर के बारे में। कमिंग टू द कंपाइलर, इट ट्रांसलेट अ प्रोग्राम रिटन इन हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज इनटू लो लेवल लैंग्वेज, बट द डिफरेंस इज होल प्रोग्राम एट वंस। कहने का मतलब क्या हुआ कि यहाँ पर भी ट्रांसलेशन आपका हो रहा है हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज से लो लेवल लैंग्वेज में, लेकिन सारा का सारा प्रोग्राम एक बार में ही एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है, सारे एरर्स एक बार में ही आपको दिख रहे हैं यहाँ पर। तो दिस इज द फंक्शन ऑफ योर कंपाइलर। नेक्स्ट इज इन इंटरप्रेटर द एग्जीक्यूशन इज स्लो एंड इट इज प्रिफर्ड फॉर द बिगिनर्स। इन दिस द एरर्स आर रिमूव्ड इमीडिएटली, यानी कि एक लाइन में आपने इसको एग्जीक्यूट कराया, जो एरर आई रिमूव हुआ, तब आप उसके बाद इसी स्टेप को कई बार रिपीट किया जब तक कि सारा प्रोग्राम स्कैन ना हो जाए, सारा प्रोग्राम की एरर्स दूर ना हो जाए। इसमें आपका एग्जीक्यूशन स्लो होता है, टाइम बहुत लगता है इसमें, इट इज टाइम कंज्यूमिंग। बट इन कंपाइलर इट इज इन फास्ट एग्जीक्यूशन, इट गिव्स द लिस्ट ऑफ बग्स और एरर्स एट वंस। यानी कि जब पूरे प्रोग्राम को एक बार में ही स्कैन करेगा, सारे एरर्स को एक बार में शो कर देगा, उसके बाद आप बारी बारी करके रिमूव करेंगे। इसमें आपका टाइम कम लगता है आपका। Okay, for example here, in Python and QBasic, interpreters are used, and C and C++ the compilers are used. So these are the definition as well as the differences between interpreter and compiler. Let me come to the next slide. So this is the end of my slide, and I hope you are quite satisfied with my video. So thank you for watching from starting till the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment and share to the other friends. Please don't forget. And please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the latest updates about the latest videos which I am going to upload in future. So thanks once again. Keep watching it.